It's going to be a really interesting night, guys. I'm going to tell you why. Because the way things have happened in the last... I don't want to be all negative. I'm going to be negative for 3 seconds, and I'm going to flip it around. Because that's not the point of this show. I don't like being a negative dude. But, things are the way they are. So, we've been having this, bleed out of activity on the platform, right? Like, when the year first started, I could have pulled a gajillion musicians from the platform, and everybody wanted to be on the shows. Everybody wanted to share their music and all this stuff. Everybody was here. Things were happening. Musicians, even if they had no following, they could get on the platform and start making money almost right away. Especially if they would get involved with with the open mic, or there's a few other contests that were going around at the time. A few of them are still alive. A few of them are long gone. So those were the golden years. That was the golden age of talent on Steam. Now, what has happened now? Those are more than 3 seconds. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But what has happened now is, like, most people that were active back then, the beginning, the golden era. Let's call it the golden. Yeah, you can't say really golden years because the year's not over. Let's call it the golden era. The beginning of the year. That was the golden era. And as the price started to decline and decline and decline, then those who have that immediate gratification mentality, those that wanted to, like right now, I want the money right now. I want the rewards right now. Can somebody do me a favor? I think Foxy Spirit is trying to figure out how to get on here so she can listen to the show too. Can somebody drop a link on Helpy so she can get an audio and she can hear? I think she's confused. Somebody could do that for me. That would be awesome. But anyways, back to my point. So those people faded away, and right now there's hundreds at this point, and I'm sure I'm not even exaggerating, hundreds of musician accounts that are just dormant. And we have a huge collection of, and I say this and I mean this with, more like, I don't know if the word would be concern, but it's almost like a little tiny tragedy. We have a huge collection of original songwriters, from Chile, from Argentina. There's a girl that she's originally from Chile that moved to Boston. Awesome songwriter. I wanted to get her onto the show, and then she just stopped posting 3 months ago, and I thought, okay, well, she's gonna be back. Then there's a Frau, all these awesome musicians just all of a sudden just gave up, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'll come back. It doesn't matter. But all of a sudden the pool of people I could pull into the show, the pool of musicians I could pull into having conversations with me, got smaller and smaller and smaller as months went by. Now, I'm a little crazy, and or maybe I'm stubborn, or maybe I'm an idiot. You put whatever level you want on there, and I am not willing to give up. So week after week, even sometimes when I don't have a guest, I'll do the show, which is kind of crazy because this show is supposed to be about songwriting, and then we end up doing something completely different. Like maybe a week ago, we had a songwriter come onto the show. It was Harrison. He's a producer, songwriter. But the week before that, I just brought Zippy onto the show. We started talking about music, and we picked some songs, and we started talking about life. And then the week before that, I don't think I had a musician. And then 1 week before that, we did like a group therapy. I actually had a post I made, and I remember Serena actually sharing it, that it was called "I'm Not Feeling It." It was I was considering canceling the show. I was really depressed that day, I have to confess. And I was considering canceling the show. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I've asked so many people to come onto the show, and nobody wants to do it. Like, there's not a whole lot of people are even answering DMs. I'm like, all right, screw it. So I'm not feeling it. And I was going to cancel the show. And I told Globo, I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know if I'm going to do a show tonight. She got a soap opera star. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do a show tonight. I'm not feeling it. Like, I feel like, this is stress. The world is too heavy. It's on my shoulders. And it's kind of kicking my ass a little bit. And, yeah, maybe I'm not going to do it. But then as the time was coming, as the hour was coming, I started to tell myself, this is one of those things, right? This is one of those things. When things get rough, when things get difficult, that's when doing them has more merit. You know what I mean? Like, if everything was great, if I had a list of musicians that were like, oh my God, no, listen, man, no, I mean, well, please, I want to come to the show next week and all stuff, please let me be, then it wouldn't be too much of a merit for me to keep the show alive and keep it fun, keep it entertaining, because I just, it's like a buffet. I pick whatever I want. What do you want? Sushi? Okay, here we go. What do you want? You want steak? Okay, it's right here. But right now, there's almost no meat. I really have to scavenge. So keeping this thing entertaining, keeping it fun, keeping the conversation going, that has a little more merit. So maybe in that sense, I'm going to hold on to those ideas and say, okay, you know what? If we make it through the dry years, the dry, I'm going to say years again, and then Ronan's going to give me crap. If we make it through the dry months, then that means that when things turn around, I'm going to get bombarded. I'm going to have so many things under my belt. I'm going to have all this experience of how to deal with crazy things and all this stuff. You get frustrated, Dino? Well, my brother, it can be difficult. That's why it's important to have this little community. That's exactly why. Because, like right now, I don't think anybody is doing amazing. Like, I doubt that there's anybody here who can tell me, oh, I don't know about you guys, but I'm killing it. Like, I don't think anybody can say that. So that's kind of the trick. That's why you have to kind of ninja yourself into saying, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do this on my own. I'm not going to be able to retain that drive in my heart, by myself. I need to be with my clan. I need to be with my tribe. I mean, that's what I do. Every single time I get frustrated, every single time I'm thinking like, am I doing this for nothing? Like, is this about to end one day? Am I going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be all over? I said, look, you know what? It's okay. Because I'm here with my tribe. And regardless of what happens, regardless of tomorrow, like if things were to just go completely in the toilet, and I'm being a little dramatic, right, about it. I don't think that's going to happen. But the whole experience has been worth it. Has been worth it for me. I've learned a ton. I know so much more today than I did, when I first started my little journey. And even in the worst case scenario, in the absolute worst case scenario, just because I'm wiser, I'm already in a profit. Oh, that was Skype right there, so you guys probably heard that. So, yeah, I heard a saying the other day that I'm keeping repeating it to myself. This is your vibe attracts your tribe. I keep on saying that to myself because that is so true. So I try to have a positive vibe every day. And I say I try because I'm human, and just like everybody else, I have my days. I have days where I'm feeling a little down. I have days where I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I have days where I put some really, really dramatic, depressing music and I just let it soak me in. I'm like, yeah, that's where I am. And I have days when I want to hear stuff that pumps me up. That's exactly it. So, babe, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, Crystal, but I dragged you into live on air.
I did, yes.
You did notice.
Hello, everyone.
There you go, Crystal. You're here.
My voice is ridiculous. I'm so sick, guys. Sorry.
Were you screaming or something?
I've been coughing. When I went up the coast, my grandparents' house is sort of in the bush, and it gets really cold and it's dusty and it's old. I don't think it agreed with my lungs too much, so I've just been coughing my guts up for about 24 or 48 hours now, and my voice is all manly.
Did I ever tell you that story? And I know you're talking about cough and stuff, so this is going to be a crazy little story. I have crazy stories. Did I ever tell you that story that I almost killed myself with macaroni and cheese? Did I tell you that story?
No.
I'm going to tell you guys the story, and then after we tell the story, then I'm going to... Well, you know what? While I tell the story, Crystal, here's what we're going to do today, because today is going to be like a funny, weird show. I'm going to call this the awesome shit show. That's what I'm going to call it, because we're just going to listen to some of our favorite songwriters from the platform, like you and me. You pick some, I pick some. So if you go... Mm-hmm. Yeah, so while you're listening to the story, if you want to go pick some songs that you want to play from some of your favorite songwriters on Steam, I did that already. I did my little homework about 40 minutes ago. So I have some tunage. But while I'll tell you a story, while I tell you guys a story, then Crystal can do that. This was, well, it's been maybe it's been like 14 years. I know better now. So nobody has to tell me that I was an idiot. I know this. I know I was an idiot. But this is how it went, right? I was dieting back then. I don't remember what my weight was, but I remember thinking, oh, I gotta diet. I need to lose weight, blah, 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 blah. And I was just doing this cans of tuna and mustard almost every single day. And then after getting to my weight, so I had not purchased a lot of things that I really like. Like I hadn't purchased, like mayonnaise. I had not purchased milk. I had not purchased a bunch of stuff that I really like because I was trying to lose weight. And I did get to my weight. So then after a weekend that I ate stuff that I wasn't supposed to, come Monday or whatnot, I remember I had to work that night. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm in my weight. One more day of indulging myself. It's gonna be okay. So I look in my fridge and I realize, oh, there's nothing in here that I can indulge with. There's just like some vegetables and stuff. I don't even have milk or cheese. But so then I started looking in my pantries and I'm like, okay, I found it. And I found a box of macaroni and cheese, but I didn't find a good one. I found one of those generic brands, the ones that, they never make you feel too great about it. You read the back and it says, now with cheese flavor. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
It's now with cheese flavor. It makes you go like, what the hell was in here before then? Like now. So I'm like, okay, so all right, so what does it say here? I'm reading the box. It says I need to get butter. Do I have butter? And I'm looking, shit, I don't have butter. Maybe oil, right? I could do oil. And I started looking for the oil. And then I had like one tiny little baby drop of oil because it wasn't cooking at the house. I was just eating cans of tuna. Mind you, I'm 20-something years old at that point in time. I'm an idiot. So I'm just eating cans of tuna. And I'm like, all right, cool. I don't have that. But you know what I have? I have the pan spray. You know that spray so that things don't stick to the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Non-stick spray.
Non-stick spray. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is oil, right? I didn't even read the thing. This has to be oil. So then I grab a little cup, right, and I just spray the thing right in there. I'm like, shh, just spray the freaking pan thing onto my little cup until it fills up. So it starts to fill up a little more, and I'm like, all right, that looks like two spoonfuls right there. Like,
oh my god,
all right, that looks pretty good. So I put that to the side. All right, cool. So that's my butter is taken care of. I put that to the side. All right, what else do I need? Oh, it says I need milk. 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 I don't have milk. I'm like, all right, do I have creamer? Yes, I have creamer. Thank you, love.
Mm-hmm.
I have creamer.
Talking about poison reminded me.
Yeah. Anka brings me some wine. She said that because I'm talking about poison, it reminded her of wine. Funny enough. So I'm like, creamer, do I have creamer? And I'm like, yes, I do have creamer. I have the powder stuff. So it's not even the good creamer. It's the crappy creamer. But I'm like, that's creamer. Right? It's not milk, but it's kind of milk. Like when people have coffee and they don't have milk, they use a creamer. So it's got to be the same difference. So I put the creamer in the little cup. I warm it up, and make myself a pseudo milk right there. And I'm like, all right, I got my butter. All right, coffee mate. Yeah, that's what it was.
You're cracking me up, man. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to make myself macaroni and cheese. So I cooked this thing, right? And I ate it. And now I have to tell you, though. It didn't taste bad. Like, it didn't. It didn't. I was like, it wasn't great. It's not like, oh my god, I said like, dude, I'm a genius. That's not what I said. I was like, yeah, it tastes kind of fake-ish. But then again, when does macaroni and cheese not taste fake-ish? Especially if you buy the cheap store brand. I didn't buy Kraft or anything like that. I bought like whatever the generic brand for that store was, which I can't remember at the moment.
Well, oh my god, man.
So
sorry.
So then I eat that. I eat the whole thing, right? Because I'm a pig. I eat the whole thing, and so it's quite a bit, but I eat the whole thing. There's nobody else there, so I need to make sure that I'm getting my money's worth. So, yes. And yeah, this is a shit show. Unravel Me. We're doing a shit show today because we don't have a guest. That's exactly it. The Great Value macaroni and cheese. That's what I had back then. But the box looked different. But it was Great Value. What is that? Walmart? I think that is Walmart. And about 3 hours later, I wake up in the middle of the night, Crystal. Okay, I wake up and I feel like I gotta puke. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And I'll tell you what, this has never happened to me, and I don't think it ever will again, because I puked with such intensity that my eyes, the whole thing, everything that's supposed to be white, right? Everything that is supposed to went red, like they were bloodshot.
Oh shit!
From the aggressiveness of, like, my body was just saying, "Idiot, you're dying right now," right? And
God, oh my God!
I didn't go to work for like 3 or 4 days, and I remember for the next 2 or 3 days, I felt as if you had injected some sort of poisonous solution into my joints. My body trying to recover from all that oil, I guess. I don't know what. Honestly, I don't know what poisoned me. I'm suspecting it's the pan. I'm suspecting.
I think so. Yeah. Because I'm not sure. It's like they got to mix stuff in there to sort of aerosol it, and usually you only use a little bit, so I'm just not sure what the fuck is in that stuff.
Obviously, I don't touch it right now. I don't even look at it. Like when I walk by an aisle that has that shit, I look the other way. Scares the crap out of me to even look at it.
Oh my God! Yeah, no.
Never trust anyone named Pam either. That's true. That's really good advice. That's really good advice. Hey, Crystal, I kind of gave you an opportunity to pick some songs. Did you pick a couple of songs?
I've got a couple, I think, yes. But it's no big surprise, the ones that I've picked. Like, I've told everyone that these are some of my favorites.
Oh, yeah? All right, send it to my
They're a little old. Alrighty, no worries.
Awesome. I have to tell you guys, I'm going to be accused of a few things this week. I'm going to go ahead and say it. And I hope that I can be forgiven. Okay, because it's going to happen. I'm going to be accused of a few things. And that's all fine and dandy. Because I'm ready for it. I already accepted it. And one of the things that I'm going to be accused of is nepotism. I don't know if you guys know what that word is. Do you guys know what nepotism is?
I do indeed. Petcha.
Okay. Yeah, petcha. That's right. I'm going to be accused of nepotism, and I've come to grips with it, and I'm going to go ahead and accept it, because I honestly think that my brother Pechi, which is here in the audience, I didn't know he was going to be here, by the way, so I'm not trying to embarrass him. I was going to do this regardless. I honestly think that he wrote a beautiful song, like beautiful. And not only did he write an amazing song this week, but he did so in like a few hours, I guess. He wrote the song. I don't know if you heard it already, Crystal. But he wrote the song, and then freaking 4 hours later, he had it all produced and good to go.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's so patchy.
And it's amazing. So I'm really enjoying the song. I'm actually singing it all the time now. I've played it, just today I already played it twice, but like every day I'm playing it a couple times at least.
I don't think I have heard it yet, no.
Yeah. So, well, then that means that you are going to get to hear it for the first time, and it's actually a pretty bad butt song. So, obviously, Pechi,
excellent.
He's my brother, but he's also one of my favorite songwriters, and he's also one of my favorite producers. So, this song is called El Balcón, which means the balcony. It is a bacon song, yes. Bacon song. That's right. Oh, I see. So it was the name Balcón was actually meant bacon, and you just added an L. I see what you did. That's clever. All right, Crystal, you ready? You're gonna love it.
I am indeed.
All right, here we go. This one's called El Balcón by Pechiche Mena.
Hello everyone, this is Pachiche Mena, and this is gonna be my entry for Steam and Open Mic week 100. And this is a song that I wrote hours ago actually. It doesn't even have 24 hours. And I don't know why, but I kind of decided to put it together. And here it is for Steam Open Mic, week 100. This song is called El Balcón for now. So let's give this a go.
Cayó su voz, cayó su sol, perdió color en el silencio. Su corazón se marchitó en el calor de su miedo. Su balcón se cerró, la escondió en su pena y aún se duerme sola. La luz cuenta sus horas, aún despierta sola. La lluvia en enero se pasa más lento. Pasará. Cayó su voz, cayó su sol, perdió color en el silencio. Su corazón se marchitó en el calor de su miedo. Su balcón se cerró, la escondió en su pena y aún se duerme sola. La luz cuenta sus horas, aún despierta sola. La lluvia en enero se pasa más lento. Y aún se duerme sola. La luz cuenta sus horas, aún despierta sola. La lluvia en enero se pasa más lento.
And of course, in a very Pechi fashion, he doesn't give you the last chord. That's what Pechi does. I'll tell you, a long time ago, I learned to accept it, and I don't expect it anymore. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. You might not know what I'm talking about. But normally, the way that it works is when you're doing a song. Let's say the song is on C, right? The song is a C major song, and then so you go through the whole chord progression, and then the song ends. It will usually end on the root with the key, and just give you that. I don't know if the word would be release, but that's the word I want to use. That release. Okay, here we go, the ending. But Pechi doesn't do that. Pechi leaves you hanging. That's how he likes to do it. He's like, oh, you want that chord? You're not getting it. That's how he ends the songs.
Love it.
But it's a beautiful song. Would you not agree?
Oh, absolutely. It was just so. I don't even have the right words to explain it, but there's a soothing gentleness to him when he sings.
Oh,
It's
I
really
agree.
something else.
I agree. That's exactly it. You said it perfectly. It's funny that Crystal always says, especially when she does her reviews, is like, I don't have a way to describe this, but boom, like an amazing description. You're like, what are you talking about, girl? Like, you just did an amazing job.
It's because I don't usually, and then I start talking out my ass, and I'm trying to convey. Talking out my ass isn't right because it's not bullshit. It's just I I don't know what I'm going to say before I say it, and it's rarely ever planned, but it usually comes out all right.
No, you're the review queen. I have to say, your reviews are always awesome.
I've tried to step it up a little bit and change it a little bit where I, if I can, offer any advice. But I am always paranoid when I offer advice, people will take that as a criticism. Because usually, if you're like getting a review, I love your stuff. But if I can add an extra layer or element or focus or give a pointer that can take you to the next level, I'm thinking that people might appreciate that as a new thing. But it's just how you convey it to them so they know you're not giving them shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, Foxy was saying, I don't know what impression you got from the song, but Foxy was saying that the song means that Pitchy is in love. Actually, it's the opposite. It's actually a heartbreak song, which is, I guess you could say, is the same difference, right? When you're in love and the love that you have for somebody, it's not reciprocated. You could say it's a heartbreak song. This song is not about that, by the way. But this song is he. I don't know who he's talking about, and it's okay. He doesn't have to tell me, or it could be a fictitious character. I have no idea, but it's talking about a girl, obviously. The old dude's trying about girls who has fallen into depression, right? And he's just an observant of the situation, and it's a metaphor. Like, it's talking about her balcony being shut. This is how I interpret the song. So, of course, like, Pitchy could be like, nah, that's not what I meant at all. But this girl, the girl of the story, is just kind of, shut down her emotions, doesn't let anybody in, and still today, and her life has lost the luster, And so he's just describing that kind of, that shades of gray way of existing. It's a beautiful song.
The dullness of life once love is gone.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. I really enjoyed it. And then it's catchy. You have to say, like, it's like, yeah. I keep on singing that.
He's always got a good hook in his songs, an element that makes you want to keep going with it.
Yeah, that's how you have to do it. That's how you do it. But listen, funny enough, I had already picked the next song for tonight's little shit show. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna call this shit show on the blockchain. By the way, I'm gonna call this Songwriter Shop Talk the shit show, because that, you know what's gonna happen is, if I name it that, it's gonna get a lot more clicks. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm gonna clickbait some people.
Possibly.
Yeah, so they can listen to the awesome tunes, because we're going to be playing some really awesome songs. So in order for me to freaking get more attention on today's show, I'm gonna clickbait it a little bit, and I'm gonna call it Songwriter Shop Talk Shit Show.
I should also announce it in the open mic room. I completely keep forgetting to do that.
Yeah. We must. But really fun thing is that the next songwriter that we picked, the next song that we picked, I actually was gonna do it. Like, I was already thinking this is gonna be my second one, and then Crystal just happens to have a, what's it called, synchronicity with me.
Yes, indeed. And the thing is, I've been listening to this song a lot over the last couple of days. I played it for my brother when we drove up the coast in the car. Like, it was really nice. So, and he really liked it as well. So he's a picky little bugger. So congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, so I'm not going to introduce the song, because the song is just beautiful. And honestly, every time it hits the note, and you'll know what I'm talking about once you hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Every time it hit the note, it hits the note for me too. Like, it hits the note, and then it hits the note in my heart. So
100%. It's a really brilliant song, and I'm very, very grateful to have heard it, and heard it so recently as well. It's rather poetic time.
100%. All right, so here we go. And this is going to be the anonymous singer-songwriter. It's going to be anonymous for like 10 more seconds with an anonymous song. And here we go. I hope you guys like it.
Hey guys, I'm Serena and I'm painting angels on Steam It, and this is for Steam It Open Mic Week 99. And this is a song I wrote about a woman who has gone completely mad. Not that I would know anything about that. 10,000 ravens came knocking, knocking like thieves on my door. Cold, I stared back like dead tree bark, glued to these old breaking floors. The maid, she brought down an old casket. She lined it with Mama's old quilt, while roses were drawn back like shotguns, draped softly around my cold hips. And the raven said, you should fly, dear, for you will die here. Strawberry pie in the oven sits, waiting for strangers to dream, as they lie on the back porch and whisper, while thunderstorms rattle the screens. I somehow can't seem to calm down now. Where are the angels in white? The man down the street, he is howling, and I have gone pale with the night. And the raven said, you should fly, dear, for you will die here. You should fly, fly, dear.
I don't have to say anything about that song. I don't have to say a whole lot about Serena. It's impossible not to love that. Like you have to get your heart checked. Like if you listen to that, and you don't feel it, I recommend a physician. I recommend you go check a physician. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And
Yeah.
and that note, right? Every time it hits that note.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's funny because Serena, obviously, I can say this right now because the week is over, so she won. I knew she was going to win, I have to say. I don't know.
Oh, the first time I heard it, when I start listening and I open up new tabs for new entrants that are making my shortlist, when I got hers, I moved it straight to left to the opposite side where everything was stored. So I'm like, note marking it, and I'm like, yes, you're my number one. Just immediately the moment I heard it, I knew it was gonna be my top entry for the week.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thing. I was deciding on 2, 3, and 4 for the next days, but when I heard that one, I was like, yeah, this is my one. Like somebody's got to come in and freaking blow me out of the water. Which is obviously
Exactly.
There was really good stuff though. Don't get me wrong. Last week was great. but that one took the cake. And I'm talking about, here's the deal about Serena. Like, aside from the fact that she's a dear friend and I love her, like let's put that aside. Okay, let me pretend for a second that it's a stranger. Like,
Yeah, she seems to have no comprehension of the level of her talent and skills.
Yeah,
she's phenomenal, and she's completely oblivious to it.
Which makes it even awesomer, right? That's not a word, but yes, it makes it even awesomer. Yeah, I love that song. And I hope one day, what I hope happens. I hope that. Oh my God, that's awesome. What is that, like a albino crow?
I think it is. Yeah, that's trippy.
That is pretty awesome. I hope one day maybe Pecci or maybe Harrison or some of the people here that can produce songs will grab one of Serena's songs and produce it and make it happen, and maybe put like a tiny little EP with some of her writing. Of course, here's the deal though. I kind of know how Serena's brain works, and maybe if you want to make it all like a big deal, oh, let's do an EP, go touring, she's gonna say no. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just grabbing some of those songs, putting some, that song right there, it's really beautiful the way it is, kind of just broken down to those bare elements. So if I hear it produced in my head, I hear some strings, maybe like a little guitar, and maybe, just maybe, here and there, a little piano that comes in, like nothing crazy. It doesn't need, hey, you know what, we need a choir, we need freaking drum. No, none of that shit. No, like, leave it bare, add a little bit of strings, and that song would just be like, would just be a little gem, honestly.
Absolutely. With songs like that, it's the moments of silence, the drawn out tension that really just take you to the next level. I noticed in the comment section someone was saying, make the tempo faster. And I was just like,
no.
Oh my God, are you insane? Like, it would just completely destroy the integrity of the song.
Did you flag that person?
No.
I'm reporting
I made sure in my my review that I'm just like, no. You couldn't possibly speed this up anymore. It's that hesitation and
no, I would have flagged that person. I'm gonna go there because I'm flagging
Serena. Seriously, it's just people think that, I don't know why, but some people seem to think that music has to be fast, intense, and going all the time. But it's sometimes the absence of sound, sometimes the lulls, the hesitation, the waiting, the build for the moments, and that's what really makes that song for me. It's the perfect balance, and I just sometimes I think people talk without having a clue what they know about, like they just talk out their ass a bit, like, I'm gonna have something to say.
Yeah. No, but no one should feel bad. Like, I've had people tell me things about my songs and stuff. No one should feel bad if somebody makes like a suggestion. I doubt.
No, not at all.
But at the same time, that person's completely wrong.
Exactly. Like, that's all I mean. Yeah, like, it's like, feel free to suggest. Just maybe think about your suggestion first and be like, how would this song work?
I just want to tell you is very ignorant.
Exactly.
That's what I would say to that person. I swear. But listen, I here for the rest of the stuff, I'll tell you guys. Well, maybe you guys know this already, but we did last week. I don't know, you weren't here, Crystal. Not for last week, for the week before that. We did a tune centric show.
Oh, we did with Zippy. I was there.
Oh, that is true. And we made this playlist and whatnot. That is true.
Yeah.
I apologize.
All right.
Made a mistake right there. So what I'm trying to do, and this is really because it works out the ninjaest way possible, is I'm trying to, if possible, I'm trying to use tune to play some of the songs. For the simple reason that when I do that, the peeps that get played win some notes. And of course, this is vaporware right now. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they could be making all kinds of money, or they could, just have some numbers in the screen. We have no idea. But because the possibility is there, I want to say, and I'm going to say it again on the show, if you are doing radio shows on MSP, or it doesn't matter. I don't know if there's another radio on Steam. I don't think so, honestly. I don't think any of them survive except for us. But and you want to support the musicians on Steam, try to use Tune, because there's a really good chance you're setting them up for success that way. There's a very good chance. There's a chance that nothing will happen, but there's a chance that you might give them some amazing freaking boost into their little internet 2.0 careers, just by doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes no difference to what we're doing here, so if it can possibly help them, why not?
That is correct. I did have something to play today that I'm sure some people already know here, but if you don't, if this is going to be news to you, then you have to freaking repent, because honestly, this has been. I'm gonna show Yidnith a little bit. She's not here, Priscilla, for a little bit, and then I'm gonna play the song. But Yidnith and Hector, which is obviously some of the most talented Steamians. I don't think I have to say that.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're pretty amazing. On that ever have been on the platform, had been working on a little video / song for a while now. I knew that it was taking a long time, because I know that Hector is a bit of a perfectionist, and you can tell, because his stuff is just superb. The quality of the videos, and it's just ridiculous. It makes you go like, what the hell, dude? And then, by the way, when you hear the stories, how they done it. Remember when we interviewed them, and they're like, "Oh, you see the smoke here? Well, that was a hot potato. We heated up potato, and then we put the potato underneath." I mean, the way that they make it happen is hilarious, but the end result is just freaking mind blowing, right? So I knew they were working on something special, because I kept on seeing posts, pictures that Priscilla, that Yidnith was sharing, of just crazy beautiful places in nature, just stupid beautiful, the kind of stuff that makes you go like, what? That's real? I actually remember commenting of one of her posts that was CGI when I saw the picture of the sunflowers. You saw that, right? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I saw it, but that cracks me up.
Can somebody do me a favor, Pidgey, or anybody who can do me a favor? Can somebody find that picture of Yidnith in the sunflower field? Okay, because that picture is just ridiculous. So I see this picture. She shared it maybe like a month ago. It's been a while, and I'm like, there's no way. Is there a place like this where you can just be everywhere, like whatever angle you look at, it's just sunflowers, and they're all pretty, and they don't have bugs in them? Like, does that place exist? So I of course I know they're not CGIing the thing. It's just freaking beautiful. And then I would see another picture of something else, and then I would see another picture. So I'm thinking to myself, of course, there's something crazy that they're planning on doing. I don't know what it is, but there's obviously something pretty big that they're working on. And sure enough, a few days ago, they released the final result of the project. The song, which is actually, it's not an original song, so in a sense we're kind of breaking the rules a little bit, because we're going to play a song that is not original, but it is a traditional folk song, so that means that there is no copyrights to it, so we're not going to get in trouble. Actually, nobody did that for me. Let me see if I can get the picture really quick, because I want you guys to see this picture. It's pretty ridiculous. She shared it a little while ago. Let me see. I've been re-steaming too much lately. I can't find stuff. Petchy found it? Yes, that's it. Petchy got it. So this is one of them, but there's another picture that she shared that is even better. But she's in a field of sunflowers. Oh, you have to delete the very beginning of it. She's in a field of sunflowers, right? And she's walking, and of course she's dressed like a fairy, because she's always, she really goes all out.
She's a fairy.
She's a fairy.
She's an honorary
she
fairy.
goes all out. Yeah, and there's more pictures of the scenery and stuff. So if you haven't seen this video, by the way, we're gonna play this song now. But if you haven't seen the video, you're kind of robbing yourself, because the video is just amazing. But this is a picture of the field where they were at, where they filmed it.
Oh, the freaking rainbow is perfect too.
Yeah. What is that? Like, I'm like, man, the CGI is crazy. There's no CGI, people. She shared a
Just
picture of this
everything
too.
is in focus at once.
Yeah. She shared a picture of this too prior to the video. So like I'm seeing these things come up on my feed, right? So I'm like, okay, there we go, fairy confirmed. Like a freaking
That is so cool.
yeah, like a deer just.
Sorry, we don't have deer here. So I really like deer.
Yeah, but so how does that happen? Like you're in the wild and a deer just comes to lick your hand? Like it doesn't happen
Yeah,
to me.
right. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, did they take the deer? Like, what the fuck happened
Yeah, so
there?
I was joking with her. It's like, man, that's a really good CGI deer right there because like that doesn't happen. But in any case, this whole thing, I was getting the snippets of this thing, right? Just snippets, and she released a song. So she did a song. The show is done. Yeah, she released a song, and this is it. This is it's in Ukraine, not Ukrainian, Latvian. I'm sorry, it's a Latvian song. I just said that because I had a mental fart there for a second. It's a Latvian song, so it's Slavic, but I don't understand a word, and I don't think Anka understands either. But it's very, very beautiful. So of course I'm gonna play it on tune, so I can get her some notes for her plays. But here we go. This is called Legal. And of course, that's just the audio. That is just the audio. So if you haven't seen the audio is beautiful. Oh, look at that. Look, I just fake news myself.
Wow.
The audio is beautiful. Obviously, the song is beautiful. Beautiful interpretation. Like Dina was saying, it's almost like nature's collaborating with her to make it happen. It really does feel that way. But if you haven't seen the video is just beautiful. Like the what's it called? Cinematography? Am I using the right word?
Yep,
Cinematography. It's just gorgeous. Like, and here's the deal though. Like we think, and I include myself in that group. We think, oh no, you need to have like directors. You need to have a crew. You need to, like, in order for you to do something professional, like something that, that's like pro. You can't do it yourself. What are you talking about? You can't. You have to have supercomputers. I gotta get my the latest Mac so that I can. Man, this is all done in such a budget that you have no idea.
No, it's just the two of them as well, isn't it?
It's just the two. And I know something even crazier is that I think, don't quote me on this one, but I think Yidnith did all the video editing on this one herself because Hector is currently, working a lot, so he couldn't do it. So I'm sure he mixed the song because the mixing is perfect, but the video editing was Yidnith. Isn't that awesome?
That is fucking brilliant. It's hard to put into words. That was just so stunning. That really was, and everything she does is stunning. It's so difficult.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like one of those things that angers you because that should be, and it's funny I say this, but I wasn't alone on the feeling, right? Like we see all this. And I'm sorry to talk about this for a second. I'll promise I'll talk about this for 3 seconds and I'll come back to talking about good stuff. But we see all this shitty posts on trending all the time, right? All these people buying themselves all the way to 1,800 for like crappy stuff that nobody cares about. And this comes around, right? And I seriously, I went to people. I started DMing, vote begging, kind of, not really, not vote begging. But I was like, listen, this is the kind of shit you have to be, promoting. I went to DTube, but I know other people went to DTube too. I DM'd some whales. I DM'd some friends. I was like, listen, this is the thing we need to get on training. It's not about me. It's not that I want to make the money or anything like that. So that's not even it. I'm even sure that it's not about her having to make the money. She would do it anyways. My point is, this is what we want trending to look like. When somebody jumps onto Steam and it says, "Oh, look at this! It looks like a little princess thing." Let me look. Oh my! That's what we want. We don't want the dude freaking jerking off with his new airdrop that he's.
It's like until something happens with bid bots, I don't know if we'll ever be able to reclaim the front page. It's tough, and it really sucks to not see such brilliance being shared and appreciated by the community as a whole. Obviously, Open Mic and our community and here in MSP and stuff, it's appreciated. It's just there's so much more going on overall, and I feel like some of this gold just gets hidden, and that's what shits me the most.
Yeah, the thing with it is, like, we have to practice freedom, so I can't tell people they can't buy themselves votes and say that with a straight face. By all means, do what you want. But
exactly.
But that doesn't take away that the people that care about the platform, and this includes all of us, even if your vote is 5 cents, it doesn't matter. When we see stuff like this, we should get behind it and try to do our best to promote it. So, like, if another artist comes around, and Peggy's just talking about Breakout the Crazy, which is an amazing duet. Like, to me, one of the top 10 artists that have ever stepped foot on Steam. That's my opinion, of course. But they're amazing. They just released an EP and they're releasing some videos. And I saw one today that was actually beautiful. And they also should get something on trending. But my point is that all of us have a role to play. Like, all of us can make noise when these people come on here. All of us can be like, hey, DTube, like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, hey, I'm in danger. Like, listen, you're like talking about how trending is broken. Well, here's an opportunity to show that we can do something about it. Yeah. So That being said, speaking of Breakout the Crazy, have you heard their stuff? They just released their EP. Have you heard it?
No, I have not heard their EP. Fuck. I'm out of the loop still, people.
Well, they just released it. I think it's been like 2 days since they started releasing the songs, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Obviously, I was already a fan before that. I've heard 3 of the songs so far, and they're freaking brilliant. I picked one already myself, but now you send me another one. So I'm going to play yours first, because I want to make sure that we're going back and forth, you and me. But honestly, I doubt that I'm not going to like any of those songs. They're freaking brilliant. They're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything I haven't enjoyed so far.
Yeah, so the one that you sent me here, Crystal, let me see.
Yes.
Oh,
this one I absolutely love. This one.
This is an open mic entry.
It was fun to analyze and review. I actually ended up debating myself in my review for this one, and then I got confirmation. It was like vindicated.
Who won? Did you win or you won? Who won?
Sorry, what?
Because you said you debated yourself, so I'm asking you who won. Did you win or did you win?
I definitely won.
Okay, good. That's important. Every time I argue with myself, I'm like, at least I need to come out the victor.
Hey, I have lost a few of those on my own. To be fully honest, I won't lie.
Hey, so before we play the song, this is called "Down by the River." I'm just gonna say, was this the winner that week? I think it was, right?
Oh, it bloody well better have been. I'm pretty confident.
I'm pretty confident it was a winner. All right, so let's give it it was amazing. Let's give it a go, and then when we come back, we're gonna play another artist. But I do want to come back to Breakout the Crazy because they just released the EP and they have some newer songs that I'm sure none of you guys have heard. Well, maybe Pechi has, but maybe the rest of you guys haven't heard. And I want to make sure I play at least one of those new tunes because they're freaking brilliant. So this one was open mic week 81. So it's been a couple of weeks. We're like in week 100. Can you believe that? That's crazy.
I know, fucking insane.
It's
man.
insane. It's insane. So this is called "Down by the River."
What's up, everybody? We're Breakout the Crazy.
This is our entry for Steam Open Mic Week 81.
With our original song,
Down by the River.
Down by the river, walking in grace. Down by the river, pleading my case. Love, right the wrongs of the damage is done. Washed in the river, but then there was none. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Drowned by the river was dry. Wet now with only the tears that we cry. Nowhere to go, nowhere we can pray. Down by the river is where we will lay. Ooh. When all that sacred is gone, all is gone. If I'm born a sinner, can you tell me where I belong? Where do I belong? Blood only flows if it's through my veins. Bones of the bed of these dead remains. Starved by the lives of those hopes they sold. Only water traded for gold. Ooh. When all that sacred is gone, all is gone. If I'm born a sinner, can you tell me where I belong? Where do I belong? Ooh, 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 ooh. Try to take it all, put back all the pieces that are lost, we are lost. Are we lost now? Suddenly we sing the songs that we don't believe in, for peace that we're seeking. Who will deliver us when all that sacred is gone? all is gone. If I'm born a sinner, can you tell me where I belong? Where do I belong? Who will forgive us when what God gave us is all but gone? Is all but gone. If I'm born a sinner, can you tell me where I belong? Where do 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 I belong? Ooh, 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 ooh.
Of course, amazing. Some really weird dancing that's going on. Well, if you are watching this on YouTube later, well, there's a chance that you are watching this on YouTube and you're not participating in the chat, you might be confused to some of the things you see on the screen because the way that I have configured my chat window, it doesn't show the GIFs, the GIFs. I don't know how you say it, the GIFs. How do you say that, by the way? GIF?
There's a debate. Most people say GIF, but it's actually was originally meant to be GIF. So then there's the Puritans, and yeah, there's way too much energy put into that.
Well, I say we start a community that calls it GIF, and we fight all the confused people, right? But you know what's funny though? Is like if it was supposed to be GIF, why doesn't it have a J? Well, because it's graphic something, right?
Yeah, it's
graphic
the dude who
image
did
format. I think it's graphic.
said it that way first and had it in his mind. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but this is gonna be a very polarizing thing for many years to come.
It's been a debate issue for many years already, and
years.
I don't see it ending. It's
It
people
ain't
will
gonna
be
happen.
Puritans and be like, no.
It ain't gonna happen. But listen, I have to tell you. Obviously, I was a fan of "Break Out the Crazy" when that song came out. I was a fan. There's no way you can't be a fan. But what I'm about to say is gonna sound kind of preposterous. It's gonna sound like, oh my god, man, you're losing your mind. That song is not even, in my opinion, it's not even 50% of what they can do. They can do amazing things.
Oh no, not at all.
But that song is already mind blowing. That song is already like, whoa, like, oh my god, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they can do so much more. You know that, right?
They have the power. Yeah, oh, absolutely. They're fucking phenomenal musicians, both of them. And it's intimidating for sure. They're just that next level.
Yeah, it's funny.
I can't get over it.
About them, Krista. I don't know if you remember my review for them, right? Because when this song came out, the one I'm about to play next, which is part of the EP, when they showed it to me, because they showed it to me it was also an open mic entry, but this is going to be the produced version, the final version. They're going to be in your show tomorrow. Awesome, Pensive. Awesome. I'm going to be here. Of course, I'm here. Tomorrow's my radio day, so I'm going to be monitoring all day. So I'm going to be there. But when they showed me this song, I was angry. I actually told him that. I actually told Chris.
I remember hearing. I'm so angry.
I'm so angry right now because this song is so good, like so good. And I think the day prior or the same day when I was listening to the song, I had to do a lot of driving. Which, by the way, I don't know if I told you, Crystal, I don't have a car anymore. I got rid of it today.
Oh no, I didn't know.
Yeah, I junked my car today, so I am carless.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna
go crazy without a car.
It's gonna be okay.
I understand. You're doing shit. You're doing shit for a reason.
Yeah,
I get it.
We're doing things. I got rid of. The way I see it, I got rid of liability of a car that I could not put more money into it. Things.
Yeah, like you have to draw a line at some point. Like, I used to be getting a new car every 6 months, and by new I do not mean brand new. I mean very crappy old secondhand, because I'd spent enough money on the last one to try and fix it up, and it was just dead. and it was going to cost many thousands of dollars to fix it, and it was cheaper to buy a new car than to fix the fucker.
That's exactly it. I mean, I had to put quite a bit of money onto this car, and I don't have the money right now. I needed new tires. Like, they were freaking so slick. You know, you could freaking, you know, like a little rain, and it would have meant I would have gotten myself
Burnout
into an accident. Yeah. On top of that, the AC wasn't working, and I live in Florida, so that's basically saying.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yes. Yeah. So.
I feel like Florida is the closest thing to what we get here in Queensland and mucky weather.
Yeah, but the thing of it is though, it gets. Actually, this is a true story. Pechi can tell you. Pechi used to live here. He lived here for like a year, more or less, back in the day. This was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and the AC broke on Pechi when he was here, and what he tells me because I was trying to call him or something. I don't remember exactly how, but he tells me, man, I've never seen a cell phone refuse to turn on. So apparently his cell phone, it was so hot inside the car that the cell phone would not turn on, or it shut off. I don't remember exactly if it wouldn't turn on him, or it shut off because it was overheated. But he was like he was dying. Like, so here it gets ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't turn on. Yeah. So here, without AC, you can die. You can die. And that's not an exaggeration.
Here, I have to say, in Australia, it is a requirement. Because like you can't hold the steering wheel. It's so fucking hot. Even if you put covers on them, unless you got like a fur cover, your hands will blister. Like, I've literally gotten blisters from trying to change gears and hold the steering wheel. I've seen dashes melt, like the plastic melt from the sun. We people, like cops here, will do like demonstrations to try and show why you shouldn't leave animals and kids in the car by cooking cookies and muffins and stuff in the car during the day. Just they go to work, leave their car, and when they come out at the end of the day, cookies are cooked.
That's crazy. I forgot about that. Look what Betty said. That's true. The door handle on my car melted. So the side of the when he went to open the door, the freaking handle came off, and it was the plastic had melted out.
Oh god, that would have stung.
Yeah, it's great. My brother-in-law, he's very Russian, and I mean that lovingly. So he fixed it with screws. So there was a screw going through my door handle, but he fixed it. But yeah, it was pretty brutal. So I just had to put so much money into this thing. It wasn't gonna happen.
It sucks when that happens.
So that's it. You know, but at the same time, though, Crystal, I know you don't think in miles, you think in kilometers. So we have to do the conversion.
Yeah.
But I put almost 186,000 miles on this car. At this point in time, I cannot complain. Because 186,000 miles on an American car, right? It's
so like 200,000 Ks.
I can tell you. Let me do the conversion.
Might even be 300. I suck at the difference.
106,000 miles to kilometers is it's 300,000. Yeah.
300,000.
300,000
yeah,
kilometers.
That's not too bad actually.
No,
yeah.
but Crystal, you're forgetting. We're talking about American car. American. Yeah, if you were to tell me, oh, I put that on the Toyota, I'm like, yeah, that's nothing. Toyotas can do double that, no problem. I'm talking about America. That's what I'm talking about. America. So if you get a little Ford Focus, because that's what I had, to go over 150,000, you already have to say, good stuff. I got a good buy. I didn't get a lemon.
Yeah.
Because the way I've always seen it, and even when I bought the car, people would tell me, man, listen, these things don't go over 100,000. I'm like, don't worry, man, I'll make it happen. And of course, I took care of the oil. I did all that stuff. It was having issues at this point in time. The brake fluid was leaking, which is kind of scary. So I had to keep on refilling the brake fluid. So that's a terrible thing. I didn't tell that to the place that bought the car, but they gave me $400. You really think I'm gonna be like, hey guys, you want to give me less? There's a leak in the brake. I'm not going to. So there was a leak in the brake fluid, so I probably had to replace that. And I'm just thinking, okay, I'm paying like $100 a month for insurance for this thing. I would probably have to drop another $1,000 into it to fix everything that it needs to be fixed. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. What? Winston says I drive a Ford Focus 2, European model though, year 1999. That's interesting. I had no idea they existed in Europe. I thought.
They're here as well, Ford Focuses.
You're kidding me.
No, no, no. We got heaps of Fords.
I didn't know that. I'll tell you what though. In America, and I know that doesn't sound very patriotic of me, but in America, the only American car that people respect here, they go like, okay, no, that's a good car, is a Ford 150. I'm talking about Ford wise. Like if you're gonna buy a Ford, and you say, oh, I bought a Ford. Oh my God, why? Oh, I bought a 150. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. That's like, I don't know exactly. Yeah, I don't know exactly
I don't know what brands we have. We've got like the Focus Fairlanes and Fairmonts. Do you guys have those over there, or they've just got different names over here?
No.
Because yeah, there's been a few different Fords. My pop was, like my grandfather was a self-taught mechanic, and like hearing you with this is just like, this is the story of my life. I always got um really cheap cars, and he was obsessed, and we lived on acreage, and he would, if we bought a car, he would then search for another 5 or 6 of them to harvest for parts.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So we've got this big house, and I mean, even now, I'd say there's probably 7 or 8 different car bodies on the property that he's, got set aside for harvesting. He's got engines, like he'll rip out the engine and everything, and there's just stacks of engines and lights and exhausts and all the different freaking parts he can think of that he thought were of quality enough worth to keep. And I grew up on secondhand cars being thrown together with spare parts in the boot. Many an occasion where we'd just have to pull over on the side of the road, and he'd like swap out an alternator or something because it had stopped working. Yeah, it was hella handy. And
if you get good with cars, I am not that great with cars, I have to admit, and I have to confess that my reason for it is because. Now, I'm going to get all personal right now, but my father was obsessed with vehicles growing up. Not my grandpa, my father. Because sometimes I refer to my grandpa as my dad. But my actual father was obsessed with vehicles. So one of the reasons why I rejected vehicles was because of that. I know it sounds kind of weird. You would have to know a little more about me.
Which is funny, I fully get that. I think I would have a very similar thing. But for me, I was drawn to them because of my pop, who very similar to like you. I also sort of called that at times.
Yes. So maybe if my grandpa was like a fan of cars, I would have been, but I wasn't.
I just like that. There was nothing that they wouldn't do. Like he would never pay a mechanic. Like, no fucking way. He would go to the library and get books and study how to fix something if he didn't know how to do it.
Well, that's badass.
He did not ever ask for help from anyone, and he'd even make his own parts if he couldn't get them. He'd figure out how to, put it all together and figure it out. Oh, you guys call it an escort, do you? Yeah. Oh, shitty little laser. Sorry, I'm reading Cope's thing in the middle of my sentence.
What is that right there? Escort?
That's a laser.
See, I don't know anything about cars.
We call it a laser.
I know very little.
I think we just use different
I just want it to
names.
work. I just want it to work. That's what I want.
I just I like that my pop was the one who, he taught me how to change brakes, oil, alternator, tires. Like you cannot rely on anyone else. You need to be able to do this for yourself. And
That's good.
I mean, in Australia, you don't want to break down on the side of the road and not know how to change a fucking tire. Like, fuck you up.
A kangaroo will come and eat you.
Exactly.
Hey, by the way, you know what? It is true that things in Australia want to kill you. And even though people think kangaroos are cute, that's only because you haven't seen the freaking toe. If you look at the kangaroo's toe, you wouldn't think it was cute anymore. I know they are cute, but look at the toe. and then
Did you see that
reassess.
video I sent you last night?
No, I haven't yet. I will.
I literally sent Menno a kangaroo compilation of hardcore roos that make you realize, oh, that's a little terrifying.
Yes. Just look at the toe. Unravel me. Do it right now. Google kangaroo, or what do you call claw? Is that what you?
It's yeah, I would call it a claw probably more than it's a toe technically, but toe claw
But it's
or
only
something.
one. Yeah.
But they're essential. Well, they've got 3 on their feet. They've got 3 toes, and each of them have a massive curved sort of hooky claw. And that's not to mention the 5 on their hands, on each hand. The ones on their hands are fucking terrifying as well. They've got, yeah, there you go. It literally will can disembowel. Like it's meant for the fucking up of things.
Yeah, so basically, in other words, it's a beautiful thing designed to open your guts so that the intestines just pour out, after it kicks you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh, it's a very cute animal. But it makes sense because things in Australia want to kill you, and that's not a carnivore, so it needs to be able to defend itself. And I cannot blame it for having such a weapon. Cannot.
No, but they do chokeholds as well. They're one of the only animals I've ever seen that can do and hold a chokehold on other animals, even other kangaroos and stuff.
Yeah,
and the children have arrived. Sorry. So no.
Look at that. Look at that thing. Look at how cute they are. They will mess you up.
That's exactly it. Look at those claws. And that's what they hold in a, 'cause they've got these huge biceps and pectoral muscles. And if they can lock their hands, they use their claws around their wrist so you can't unhook the headlock. And they know to wait until you don't move anymore. And what's more, you're lucky if they don't kick you at the same time as they're choking you out. And it's just, you don't expect an animal to try and choke you out to kill you like that. It's weird.
And that's the other thing. I mean, I'm going to assume it's the males. I don't think it's the females. But I could be wrong.
Mostly the males, but I wouldn't get in front of a wild, large female and her baby.
Oh yeah, of course. Look at the muscles on that thing. So when she's talking about the chokehold, look at that. That is Mike Tyson looks like a pussy next to that.
We call that a brick shit house. Like, yes, this footage here. Thank you. That's included in what I said.
But that guy's crazy. I can't believe he actually punches the Roo in the face. That guy's crazy. He could have gotten
kicked. He almost cops it. But the Roo was going to go him if he didn't do something. And I mean, he's literally, that dog is covered in blood. He's had his neck all ripped apart while he's choking him out. And the dog can't do anything, as you can see.
Yeah.
He's just sort of sitting there like, well, I'm fucked. Yeah.
That's great. But so, you know what? I'm not saying I wouldn't do any different. Maybe I would do the same thing if it was my dog. But going against something this size with those muscles, like it has to be intimidating. Like at that point in time, you're like, no, that's my dog. I'm saving it. It's my dog. I love it. I'm sure he didn't think about it.
No, probably not. And he probably only in that moment there where he stands back up, he's realized, oh
shit.
And it's because when they rear up like that, because you see when he's down low, he doesn't look like he's that big. But when he stands up at full extension, and I mean, that's not even a huge Roo, to be honest.
No.
That Roo isn't even over 6 foot when he stands up. I've seen them at 7 to almost 8 foot when they rear up. And now that's what we're talking about when I'm saying I choose life when I don't go fuck with really big roos.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Some revel me saying that some people die from fires because they go after their pets. I believe it. I would.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe it. I would. I love my pets. I always have. I always get attached. I'm not the type of guy that just says, that's my cat or that's the dog of the house. No, they're I feel like they're family. So I would be one of those idiots. And
100%.
proudly so.
I'm all about the doing stupid stuff to save an animal.
Yeah, and proudly so. I would be one of those idiots and proudly so.
And I mean, I have to say, I did everything in my power to save a giant carpet python. So, if I'm willing to save a motherfucking giant snake, I'll step up for a cat that is in my home daily.
Yeah, I have a bit of a controversial thought. To some people, it's controversial. To me, it makes sense. I think that more important than life is innocence. And because pets are as innocent as it gets, we don't hesitate too much on making those crazy sacrifices. Now, when I say this, you go like, oh, what are you talking about? Okay, let me put it this way. Like, if a convicted felon was to be sentenced to death, somebody that did something horrible, you wouldn't feel too bad. You'll be like, oh, okay, but this person, whatever, is a murderer or whatever. So, like, I'm going to a very dark subject right now. But so life is not that precious in our mind because that person's not innocent. But if you think about a baby or a child, it's a whole different game. You would freaking cut your arm off to save the life of a child because it's nothing but innocent, So it's not the life itself, is the innocence, and that's why I think we are so protective of the pets, because even if they are the worst dog, it's innocent. Even if it just peed on the carpet 20 times this week, it's innocent. So, anyways, we went into the dark subject.
It's out of their habitat as well, with the whole peeing on the ground. I'm like, we're making animals conform to our sensibilities and stuff.
Yeah.
If a dog was left alone, it'd just shit where it shits and it'd move on.
That's pretty awesome.
We've got to understand that we're wanting them to adopt our morals and our standards and our
That's pretty
lifestyle.
awesome. Go. I like that. I'm gonna save that. That's pretty awesome.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like, think about it. They understand us better than we understand them. How many dogs can respond to instruction and understand verbals? But if your dog barks at you, you might get an idea from tone and gesture and mannerism. But it's not like we've broken down what each bark means. I think a lot of animals get a bit of a underappreciated for their level of intelligence when they because it's just so common now.
Yep. I'm not gonna ruin the mood right now. I just saw a really I'm not gonna ruin the mood. I just saw a crazy post go through my feed, but I'm not gonna ruin the mood. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let me put this back. Let me put this train back on the rails, and let's play some music, guys. Because it's been a while. We've been talking about crazy stuff. We've been talking about kangaroos. Let's bring this back into the music. And even though today is a shit show, it doesn't matter because we're vibing with the tribe, and that's what matters. We're here. We're together. We're having some fun. Forgetting about those bear markets and forgetting about the bullshit, and we're just embracing each other. So let's play some awesome music. Now
let's get to it.
I'm gonna play the song, Crystal. I'm gonna play a song that made me really, really angry. You ready?
All
right. I'm gonna try to detube this, so hopefully it's not gonna fake news me, because they slapped it on DTube, the final version. Here we go. This is Break Out the Crazy.
To me, sometimes we say stupid things that we don't mean. No, we don't always mean what we say. Can we pause, rewind, find those dreams, it seems we left behind? Can we pause, rewind, we were one body, soul and mind. Can we pause, rewind, fast forward, we've gone back in time.
tripping, and I can see that maybe we should go back. Pause, rewind. We're falling through an hourglass. Time is testing, will we fail or pass? Since I met you, foot's been on the gas. Pause, rewind. Maybe that day when I pushed you away, you somehow lost your way back to me. Sometimes we say stupid things that we don't mean. No, we don't always mean what we say. Then we pause, rewind. And those dreams it seems we left behind. Can we pause, rewind? We were one body, soul and mind. Can we pause, rewind? Fast forward, we've gone back in time. Can we pause, rewind? We were one body, soul and mind. Maybe that day when I pushed you away, you somehow lost your way back to me. Sometimes we say stupid things that we don't mean. No, we don't always mean what we say. Can we pause, rewind? Find those dreams it seems we left behind. Can we pause, rewind? We were one body, soul and mind. Can we pause, rewind? Fast forward, we've gone back in time. Can we pause, rewind? We were one body, soul and mind. Can we pause, rewind? Find those dreams it seems we left behind. Can we pause, rewind? We were one body, soul and mind. Can we pause, rewind? Fast forward, we've gone back in time. Can we pause, rewind? We were one body, soul and mind. Where you gonna be at? You're slipping, I can see that. Maybe we should go back. Pause, rewind. Rewind.
Well, I don't have to say anything, guys. I don't have to say. Yeah, Wes, you're fake news, bro. You're fake news because you're gonna go sleep, and we all know that people that sleep before the show is over are fake newsing. And it's if you look at the white paper of fake news, it's in there. You just gotta look at the white paper. Yeah, the cats have taken over the chat. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you have no idea what's going on. But cats have taken over the chat. Cope, the omnipresent, omniscient Cope, has been sharing a bunch of pictures of his cat. And apparently he likes to cuddle like a human. So that's really, really interesting. And I did not know that. Some Revel Me is saying that cats like to perch on the shoulders. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they cats feel more secure when they're in an elevated position, and so actually my great grandfather apparently they had a cat, and it would meet him at the end of the street every day when he got home from work, and he'd run up his back, and it'd sort of like sit on his back, but he had to hunch over for it because he had shit balance, the cat. So poor old man like hunched over with a cat on his back for like half a block till he got home, because the cat prefers to be up on their shoulder, and they feel secure, they get a better view, and yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. well, we had a cat. She was she was the best. But we had a cat and she loved. She didn't want you to carry her, but she loved doing that. Like we would sit on the couch. Her name was Promise. It's like an awesome name too. But she would just climb on the sofa, and just kind of put herself like within touching distance. And sometimes she would put a paw on you, just a paw, like. But it's not. Don't grab her. Don't lift her. Don't put her in your lap. That's not what she wants. She's not interested. Just there, on the shoulder, and sometimes put a paw on you. And I thought she was being crazy, but apparently that's common. I had no idea.
They can be so affectionate and just want you to be near. Like my cat Vicky, she's obsessed with that basket that I showed you. I bought that a little while ago, and she's just been in it permanently all winter. And but she misses her cuddles, so she'll stand next to us, and like you'll see this like paw and claws coming at you from the ground, and she's like up on her hind legs, and she's reaching out her arm as far as possible, and then she'll gently like touch you on the arm or something, like, hello, have you seen me? Just very needy cat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Asaria, the cat is bigger than you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a big cat. Either that's a big cat or Asaria's tiny. Well, actually, man, she is little, but that's gotta be a boy, right? That's a big cat. Is it? Is
that a Maine Coon or is it just super fluffy?
Yeah, he is huge. We have a friend, Anka and I have a friend that has one of the fattest cats I've ever seen in my life. I don't think I've ever seen anything bigger. There's not a picture of him that I know of, but his name is Bender, right? And I don't know if the name was given to him because he knew it was gonna like be so fat, but it's because it's very fitting, like whatever. But I will tell you what. This imagine the fattest cat you've ever seen in your life, and that's not it. It's double that. Like that's how big it is. It is so big. How can I describe it? Okay, you know the size of a basketball? Okay. Yeah. Imagine that it ate 1.5 of that, and that's the belly part, right? But it somehow, some way, it still walks. Like it's just the craziest thing. Now I don't think it can jump too high or whatever, but it climbs on the couches and all that stuff. But it's just huge. It's I don't know if Anka's listening right now and she's fake newsing me, but I want to say it's got to be over 35 pounds. This cat. It's just I've never seen a cat bigger. Jesus. It's just huge. And of course, I'm sure when they took the cat to the vet, because he's taking it to the vet, they got to tell him, hey, listen, yeah, that's not normal. But fake newsing 24/7. Yeah, this cat could eat your dog.
I'll never forget. I had a Maine Coon, but when we got him, we rescued him. He was just a little feral that used to come for food scraps at where my sister worked, and she rescued 2 cats. One called Baby, because full-grown cat, but she never learnt how to meow properly. She just had that baby meow still. So really fluffy cat, gorgeous. And McCafferty, he was this tiny, like palm of your hand size tiger kitten. Like he looked like a little tiger with the ginger and white stripes. And so she took them home to my grandparents, and we just adopt every cat that shows up. Seriously, we've had a lot of cats. And they of course adopted these 2. Yes, exactly like that. However, as we continued to feed him, he had different mannerisms. Like at that size, he tried to swallow chicken necks whole. And so we had to start cutting them up, because it was meant to be to get him to use his teeth to clean them, you know. But he would just swallow them whole. And then he started to get really aggressive and growl if you went near him while he was eating. And there was all these different things that we hadn't noticed with our other cats, especially so young and little. And over the next 6 months, it would be at least 50 times larger. He was tiny to begin with, but he was a Maine Coon. And he wasn't fat, but he was a tank of a cat. Like, he was just, I can't even think of the weight he was at the end, because he was too hard to pick up. You couldn't pick him up. And built like a brick shithouse as well. You know, a lot of cats have that that sleekness to them, whereas he had more of this stocky sort of gait to how he walked and stuff. And yeah, I would have to say that I feel like McCafferty would be on par with this cat you're talking about, but not so much fat as just hella huge.
This sounds like you're saying McAfee. Like, if somebody has a dog, a cat called McAfee, that's crazy. That means you're too far into crypto.
McCafferty.
Oh,
It's
okay.
from Cats, the what's it called? The opera. He's the bad kitty. He was the villain of the thing, and that's because McCafferty was a little terror as a little cat, and then he became a big motherfucker, and he was still a terror. So,
Well, I have to say, I miss having a pet. There are days where I get really sad about the fact that we don't have a pet right now. But since we are contemplating moving and we're in the middle of doing stuff as soon as possible, that's the idea. Like we're making some moves. It would be unwise to get a pet at the moment. But I miss having our cat so much. It's some days it's worse than others, but it's kind of funny. Like, I know we're talking about cats right now. Like, again, this is a shit show, so we're talking about whatever the hell we want, and that's it.
hell yeah.
And nobody can tell us anything. And we can start a flag war over this if you have a problem with it. That's fine. But yeah, you know what? Animals give you so much. They give you so much peace. They give you so much love. And I wanted to comment on something Sunravel Me said, which I agree. Dogs, I love dogs, but dogs love everybody. They don't care. Like, anybody comes up to them and like, oh, let me lick this thing and let me love it. But when a cat loves you, you did something to win it. So I think it has a little more merit. That's my opinion.
I agree, absolutely. And especially if the cat chooses you over others. Like, if you've ever bought a cat as a present for someone and had it totally backfire because the cat's then chosen someone else,
Yeah, it's true.
because they are very particular. They know what they like and they go for it. And I love that about it. And like, have you heard, there's a name of a book, I think it's called All Cats Have Asperger's.
No, I've never heard of that.
It's an autism awareness book, and it goes through a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's about the fact that cats are autistic in so many ways, and it's just like, that makes so much sense. But because like when I was little, I had a cat called Kushka Katinka, but we called her Kush because, yeah, who needs to say 70 syllables for an animal's name?
Kushka?
And
Zoe said?
Kushka Katinka was her full name, but Kushka.
Interesting.
And she was a purebred Siamese. And she chose me when I was an infant. So, like, I was really unable to do fuck all when she came into the house. And but she used to hop in my crib. Mum couldn't keep her out of my room, and she was worried she was going to lay on my face and smother me as a baby. She was just that obsessed with getting to me. And I mean, I had that cat up until the end of primary school, and she disappeared. We don't know what happened. I have the belief that either she was possibly hit by a car, possibly stolen, because we're talking an amazingly beautiful cat. Like, she was just stunning, and just the most brilliant temperament for most people as well. She was a very tolerant cat. But no, like, they're so unique about how they live their lives and stuff. Like, she chose me immediately, but like when the other cat we adopted later, Baby, she had been hurt by people. And so she was really withdrawn, and it took me 8 months to get her to allow me to sit next to her on a couch.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, bit by bit, like,
So, like,
I'd
trust
sit
you.
on one side of the couch and she'd sit on the other, and I'd reach out and I'd pat her at a distance. And, you know, she'd stay for as long as she could, and then she'd freak out and she'd just have to leave. And it took a year or two, but by the end of it, she would sleep on the foot of my bed. Like, she couldn't be up near me or sit on my lap or anything, but she would sit on the corner of my bed and she'd follow me around and let people pat her all of a sudden. It's like they're more intelligent than we give them credit for, and they can totally hold a grudge. And
Definitely, yeah.
to overcome the damage that's been done when someone else has treated them bad, it can take a lot of work. And yeah, I reckon they're worth it though.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I don't know if you get into these, but I love watching the Dodo videos. I watch them all the time. Like I you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure, Dodo.
What? Okay, I'm gonna have to send you some videos, Crystal. Cause like I'm talking about feel good videos when they'll rescue like a little critter. There's one.
Oh.
There's one of just a beautiful, beautiful video of this tiny, just the stupidest looking donkey you ever seen in your life. It's the cutest little thing, and it thinks it's a dog, and it's so tiny. And it's so tiny that the family that adopted him, they say when they found him, they thought it was a rabbit. Like, that's how small the donkey is.
Jesus Christ.
And it lives inside the house and everything. It's a tiny donkey. Like, if you want to look at videos that make you go like, oh my God, I want to kill it. But, like, in a good way, the Dodo.
All right, we'll check that out.
I'm gonna find the video. But listen, I wanted to play more music, of course. I got more music for the peeps. We can't just do that. We can't just stop there. We got more musics. So I have prepared more songy songs for tonight.
Excellent.
This is actually I wanted to play the song last time. I don't think I got to. No, actually, I'm pretty sure I didn't get to. And she's not here tonight, but it doesn't matter. I think it's a beautiful song. And anyways, doesn't matter. She knows that I'm a fan. She actually was trending on Tune recently, Betty just told me. And if you're not a fan of Lily Wilton, if you haven't checked out her stuff, you're missing out. So she started uploading her stuff on there, and I wanted to at least get to play one of her songs tonight before we call it a night and we go into Pirate Radio, which I'm sure that Cope is going to do, unless he's not going to be Cope and we're not going to do some Pirate Radio. So this song, I think she wrote it when she was already on Steam, because I remember when she was working on the thing, she was posting about the song idea that she had, and I even remember Polymath saying that he wanted to help her with it. Like, he wanted to, I don't know if it was play the guitar or maybe sing backup to it, but he wanted to get involved, and I don't think it happened. However, the song is beautiful, and the song is called "The Burn I've Learned to Love."
Let them do what they do. Those who live above the ground. You and I need the roots. And oh, what a lovely well we found. Oh, what a lovely well we found. I'm getting stronger than this town, and I'm ready now to move it. And it hurt the whole way down. I have got the marks to prove it. Whoa. Let them keep their pretty roses. Now I much prefer the thorns. Champagne keep their pretty roses. Now I much prefer the thorns. Champagne feels so tasteless. You're the burn I've learned to love. You're the burn I've learned to love. Thank you. I
Oops, technical difficulties there. Technical difficulties, but we are back. That's a beautiful song. Actually, Lily, Pitchy, rightly so, pointed out, Lily is actually an excellent lyricist. So aside from the fact that she's got a beautiful voice,
Stunning. Absolutely stunning, yeah.
yeah, she's also excellent lyricist. I really enjoy her stuff. And at this point in time, I don't know if you guys have heard, but we might even close the night with this song. Can you do me a favor, Pitchy? Because we probably have time for one more song to close the night. It's actually a beautiful song. Can you send me a DM of the one that you produce with her, so we can close the night with that song? Because that's actually one of my favorite Lily songs, but I couldn't find it on Tune. So I think she never posted it on Tune, unless I got it all wrong.
And which one was it?
It is on Tune? Oh, okay. Let me look again. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, never mind. Oh, yeah, that's so we're gonna do this here in a second. But I just wanna say before we continue, before the night is over, thank you to everybody who showed up to our little shit show. I think next week we are going to have guests again, and it's going to be a lot more entertaining. I hope tonight, regardless, you guys enjoyed Crystal and I's conversation, because we talked a lot of crazy stuff, and you learned a little bit about kangaroos and cats, and and you also learned about how not to make macaroni and cheese, which is also one of the important lessons to take away from tonight's show. You learned how not to make macaroni and cheese, right, Crystal?
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Interesting techniques, and I'm just glad you're still with us because of that.
But that's not even the only time I poison myself. That's not even the only time I poison myself. I've done it so many times.
I've electrocuted myself.
Oh yeah, have you?
Not poisoned myself. Yeah.
I've electrocuted myself.
On the family house.
But how did you electrocute yourself? Tell me the story.
Outlet is hanging out of the wall because we're painting, and I'm exhausted after a day of construction, painting, plastering, sanding, all of that crap, and because I can't use the wiring in the house is all shoddy, so I'm using these big flood lamps, and they're plugged into the outlet, but the outlet is hanging out of the wall so we can paint properly around that. And stupidest fucking move ever, I grab the back of the outlet board, you know how it's pulled out of the wall, I stick my hand right on the back where the metal is to pull out the flood lamp picks, and so I've pulled it out, and my hands then hit all of the metal contacts, and I'm being thoroughly electrocuted by all of the house's electricity, which isn't the most stable because my grandpa did all of the wiring, and I get smashed into the wall because all your muscles contract when you get electrocuted. So I've sort of got, I've face planted into a wall, and I'm still being electrocuted because I can't get my hand off the outlet, because it is really gripping onto it now.
Oh yeah, because your muscles kind of right?
So you hold it tighter, and so I'm being electrocuted, and I'm completely alone in this area of the house. It's a really, really big house.
And what'd you do?
And so I'm just sort of like, I'm so fucked, and a snap decision, I let the contraction work for me at first, and I sort of wiggled my body, and suddenly my leg shot up to almost my chest.
Okay.
And once my leg was up at my chest level, I kicked off the wall, and I launched myself back a few meters by managing to kick once. I managed to fight the electric shock to extend my leg, and I de-electrified myself.
Winston is saying a horror story before closing. No, this is a survival story, Winston.
It's a I'm fucking hardcore Aussie.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You should be inspired. You should be like, you know what? Yeah, that's what I gotta do. I'm gonna stick my freaking hand in an outlet and be freaking badass and kick myself away from it. Yeah, so you still gotta.
It's just don't touch the back of outlets when you're tired, okay? And
I've done stupid stuff too, but electricity scares the crap out of me. I have to say, I'm really afraid of shocks.
It sucked. I'm not gonna lie. It hurt, and my left arm, because that's the one that I'd used, really fucking sucked for a few weeks. It was like I'd ripped the muscles off the bone, sort of thing. Like, it really hurt, but I didn't go to the doctor or anything. Just had a shower, and it was funny because like I've done that, and my mum and my grandparents were out in the other living room, and all of a sudden my mum calls out, like after the thud of me launching myself, she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I think I electrocuted myself, eh? I'd never been electrocuted before.
My sinuses are clear, but yeah.
And I'm just sort of sitting there, like, dazed and confused, and they've all come in and they're like, yep, I think you did electrocute yourself. Like, the lights flooded a little and all sorts of shit.
That's crazy stuff.
Yes.
Well, listen, guys, we got a little under 4 minutes left, so we might not get a chance to say goodnight. The song might not play all the way through, so we're gonna go ahead and play it. But again, before I say goodnight, before Crystal says goodnight, thank you to everybody who showed up to our little improvised little show. I hope you had fun. I hope the conversations were, as always, entertaining. And we'll see you guys next week, because I doubt we're gonna get to say goodbye before the song ends. We're gonna end the show with Come My Way. This is Lily Wilton, and this was produced by the Piggy Bot. And I hope you guys like it. Well, so that's Menno saying goodnight, and Crystal, say goodnight.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for having us. And it was fun as always.
the day. I thought that she was my something more, but it ate